This is a clod hammer. This is what happens when you try to outsource being a clod hammer. Don't be a clod hammer. Hi, it's O'Reilly here, and in a few minutes, you'll discover why this video will be the secret to your outsource success. Curious? Just keep watching this short presentation and I'll reveal why you'll uncover some powerful secrets about outsourcing. Simply by watching this presentation today to the very end. Tips like the fastest way on earth to increase your income without losing more precious time. The top 5 things you must avoid if you want your outsourced gigs done right. I'm giving away so much valuable content that if my partner has his way, this presentation won't be free much longer. So watch this right now while you still can. However, what I'm revealing today is utterly unique and only found on this website and in this free report. You may think you've tried it all or seen it all when it comes to outsourcing, but I can tell you this, what we're revealing today is the cutting edge of outsourcing knowledge. Fresh, new, and different. As of right now, no one else is teaching it. One tip in particular will totally shock you. It's my absolute favorite, and it's near the end, so keep watching. And a few of my quick tips I'll be giving you today will get you started within minutes on the path to outsourcing like a boss. So what are the odds you'll discover something totally unexpected and new today? I think they're pretty good. The last tip I'll share, near the end, is the most powerful of them all. First, however, I'm going to share a rather embarrassing story with you. You'll see in a few minutes why I was reluctant to even tell this story, so stay with me. Deal? Before we begin, let me assure you, I wasn't always this go-to guy when it came to outsourcing. In fact, I was anything but. Frankly, I was at the lowest point in my life, or so I thought, but it led me to where I am today, a successful marketer with free time, something I bet you want to experience too. Still, it took this one event, something so embarrassing, to really move me into action and take me from being a clod hammer to someone with a purposeful direction. One night, just as I was leaving our offices, my business partner asked if I could pick up his father-in-law at the airport. Now, as he was behind schedule for our latest product launch, I reluctantly agreed, but what the heck, he would owe me big time. The pickup went smooth, well, as smooth as it could be, but on the way out of the airport, the weather became a little scary. A quick summer storm pelted the roadway with hail and rain. The father-in-law was not happy. So I decided to go to this off-the-beaten-path diner that I knew was close, just to escape the weather and keep old Gramps happy. And then it happened. 2 cops pulled us over, followed by the usual license, registration, insurance ID, and I guess they must have checked me for outstanding warrants. And bam! I found my ass in jail. Can you say jury duty, or should I say boobed out on? I felt like a total loser, someone who couldn't be trusted to remember that he had jury duty. I felt like I hit rock bottom, and that I had failed to live up to my high expectations that I'd set up for myself. I decided at that very moment to make a change that would affect my life forever. Thanks to that turning point, I uncovered the secret, and it's one that works for just about anyone and works every time when done right. Today, I'm going to share it with you and save you the hassles and years of effort it took us to hone this blueprint into perfection. So keep watching. Remember, despite my success, I'm no different than you. I'm just a guy who stumbled upon a really effective system. So let's get started. When it comes to outsourcing correctly, there are 3 primary things you must focus on. Where to go to hire your outsourced workers, determining who to hire, and managing who you hire properly. Let's go over each point. First, where to go to hire your outsourced workers. Our top choice is a site called Odesk. In fact, some of the biggest marketers in the world are in the top 1% of all businesses that have spent money on Odesk, if that gives you any indicator of how much we use them. Odesk is going to be a bit more expensive up front usually, but it's worth it. If you're cost conscious, you might consider going to onlinejobs.ph or even posting on Craigslist to smaller countries with a lower cost of living. Ideally, over time, you'll start to find some really good outsourcers, and then you can utilize the best place to get outsourcers: word of mouth. We've really built up quite a team throughout the years by asking our top talent if they know anyone else who would like to do the things that they do. It really helps to build a culture for your business this way. So, whom do you hire? Let's say you start combing through one of the places I recommended to you, and some of the talent that looks pretty promising. How do you choose this person for the job over another person? Well, often you don't. We usually hire 3 people to perform this task initially. Now, it might seem wasteful, but experience proves otherwise. If you outsource linearly, meaning you delegate one task and wait for the completion before moving on to the next task, you're going to have a bad time. So here's the real scoop. No matter how much vetting you do, no matter how many 5-star ratings or good feedback they have, you just don't know. You don't know how good they'll perform at the job you want to give them. So, don't give them the full job at first. Just give them a small piece, and give this same small piece to the best 3 people you find. I like to spread the cost around too. I like to find a real cheap provider, a middle-of-the-road provider, and one on the high end. You'll discover what you pay and the quality you get are often 2 different things. It's very possible with this strategy to find unbelievably talented people who work at competitive wages. Finally, how are you going to manage your outsourcers? There are 2 considerations here: the tools you'll use and your process. The paradox of outsourcing is the first time you do it. It will probably take you longer to outsource a task than to do it yourself. This is why people go too long without outsourcing. You have to suck it up and realize that initially, outsourcing is going to slow things down. That's because you need to be extremely specific with what you want and how you want it delivered. Then you need to set up milestones and checkpoints, as well as getting status updates from them at least once a day, ideally twice. You should also prepare to communicate with them through redundancy in place. For example, make them send you both a Skype message and an email when they complete a task. This way, nothing gets lost. Consider using something like Dropbox or Google Drive to check things in and to figure out how you are going to handle updates and version control as well. Ideally, this should be thought out in advance of hiring the outsourcer. So there you have it. If you're dealing with the prospect of outsourcing and it's sort of freaking you out, no sweat. Just focus on using the places we recommend to hire talent and go through the process of hiring the talent and communicating with them how I described it in this video. Now, if you want to know more about the outsourcing process, just put your name and email into the form next to this video. Or you can text the word outsource, your name and email to the number 58885 to connect. And I'll see you on the other side.